we have a question from Ed about notifications. So notification can in notifications the setting be changed or have the option of days rather than everything in hours? Well, that's a great question, and I'm going to share my screen, but you're correct. At this point, the option in notifications is calculated in hours. But this is great feedback for our product team, because we are not just here to present you with a learning management system exactly as it is, but we're also here to show you ways that we can improve it and hear your ways that we can improve it. But for now, Ed, yes, it is in hours. Let's go for another one as well. Dana is asking, is there a way to send a repeat notification for course enrollment only for users who have not accessed the course yet? Great question. So let's explore this together. In the events engine, I hope you can see my screen. Let's add a notification there. What we want to focus on is what the event is. So you want people who have not accessed the course. So people that have taken the course, maybe from the catalog, maybe you assign the course to them, but it doesn't matter, but they have not touched the course yet. It's a little bit different. We have this option that says course here, and that's going to be course acquisition. Now, what does acquisition mean? Maybe they have touched it and they have done 1 unit out of the 4 you might have there. Maybe they haven't even touched it whatsoever. So we're talking about course that has been received somehow, the catalog or yourself, doesn't matter, but not completed. Maybe not started, but not completed either. So this is what you would, I would suggest want to use. And if I select the recipient here, of course, this is the related user. The related user is the person that has not completed that course yet. And of course, we get to define how many hours. I'm going to say 48 hours after they got the course and not completed it yet. Of course, you create the notification, and the first line is always a subject line. So that's going to be your course is pending. And of course, then we can go ahead and say, hi, use the person's first name. You see here, I have placeholders that I can click, and that will populate the pertinent user's information. And then we can go ahead and say the course, which course? I'm going to click on the course name, and that will be the course, for example, Introduction to Training, needs to be completed soon. And of course, you can carry on and write a more elaborate message if you want. Now, here's a trick. This will be sent after somebody got the course, not completed it, maybe not touched it, we don't know, 48 hours after they've done it, pretty much 2 days. But you can tick the box here, and you can make it a recurring event. So if you say, for example, I want this to go away for a month every single week, you go here for week, you leave the slider as it is, or maybe you increase it, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to leave it for every 1 week, but I said a month. So a month typically has 4 weeks. So there we go. Now somebody got the course, maybe didn't touch it, maybe haven't completed it yet, but somehow they have not really reached the end of course. And then 2 days onwards, first email goes out. And from that point onwards, every week for 4 times, they take an email. So I hope that this could be an answer that you would like to try for that question. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, and Gary also had his question answered. Fantastic. So I'm going to mark it as done as well. That's another one from Jessica. Notification question. Is there a way to customize how the notifications look? Right now, they're pretty basic, and we use another site to actually send emails that we can customize. Jessica, I hear you, and I understand that you're looking more to get a template, right? More like an email marketing template, if you like, with your logo or different colors. Definitely, I hear you on this. What you can do here, you can use HTML, of course, to underline or bold or italicize a few things, or maybe change the color sometimes. But still, I understand what you are looking after. And yes, notifications are not extremely customizable, but this is definitely something that we take into consideration. And we want to be honest, it doesn't do it yet. But again, we will definitely add it to the list of suggestions. There's another question as well about notifications, and that comes from Anne. Can I send notifications to my instructors when a user fails a course? So basically, what I understand you want to do is just alert your instructors about users who have not completed the courses that they're responsible for, so that way maybe they talk to them, they reset their progress or whatnot. Yes, you can. So what I'm going to do is just go back to notifications, and see if I have one already here. Let me see. No, I don't, but that's fine. We can create one on the spot. So add a notification there. And the event that we would like to suggest is on course failure, of course. So I'm going to type the word course, and you will be able, not even like type it completely, just start typing, and you will find the course failure. This is the one. The recipient now. You said you want your instructors, not your learners, right? So it's going to be the course instructors. And that's going to be everybody that you have added as an instructor in the course. It might be just one person, might be 5 people. That's up to you. So then you continue and, of course, create a notification in the exact same way here. And another thing that you have now is the filter option here. The filter allows you to either choose specific courses or just have it work for everything. For example, if I don't add any filter here whatsoever, my notification will work for all of the courses that people fail, and notification will be sent to the instructors. But if I select which courses, maybe I don't want everything, maybe I want this one, that one, and potentially this one as well. So now that notification will only work for 1, 2, or 3 courses, or how many I have here. It will not work for anything else. So you have the option to either filter or not filter, just lose the filters completely, and then that notification will work for all of your courses regardless. The key here is to pick the correct event and the recipient being the course instructors. So I hope that helps. Let's see what else we have here. There's another one as well about notifications. Yes, Danny. My courses award certificates that expire annually, and then the users have to renew them. Okay, so you have courses with certificates, and you have chosen in the certificate settings to renew them after the expire. Perfect. Can I send an email reminder to people that they need to retake the course? Right. And because you're telling me about certificates, what I assume is you want to tie this notification with a certificate renewal, the expiration date of the certificate, versus just them completing the course, right? So what we're going to do now, let's go for the event. You might be guessing what I'm going to do. I'm going to type certificate. So whatever trigger word you want to get a notification for, just start typing, and you will see the related solutions here. So I'm going to go for on certificate expiration. I don't want to do it before because the certificate expires and then the course will be automatically reassigned based on the settings of the course. So on certificate expiration, of course, we're not talking about the instructors here, right? We're talking about the learners. Instructors created the content, they don't need to learn anymore. So let's go for the related user. And you might be questioning as well. I can see somebody typing that. So you might be questioning, why don't you click on course learners? First of all, because I can't. You see, I cannot click there. Secondly, it's not all of the course learners. The course learners might have completed the course, might have not completed the course, might have renewed the certificate, might not. The related user is essentially the learners who need to take the notification because they fall in the category of the event. So 99% of the times, related user is the learners. And then, of course, you can create your notification definitely, and you have the option again to filter and use the filter for the courses. Now, if I choose specific courses right here, it works exactly the same. It will work only for those two. If I remove the filter, it will work for every course that has a certificate which has expired. And there's another question from an anonymous attendee. Where does a notification message goes in their email? Absolutely, you are correct. It goes in their email. So they will not really have an excuse to tell you, oh, I didn't read my emails, especially if they use their professional, their work email address here, which usually we tend to check more than one time per day. And there's another one as well, a very quick one. That is from Jorge. I hope I said it right. If I want to send reminders to people who need to complete the course soon, how do I get about sending them one per week? Do I need to set up multiple notifications? I think this is what we pretty much touched before, but I'm very quickly going to show you again. The event is number of hours after course acquisition. So let me find it here. And then again, related user, AKA the learners that need to get the reminder. You start with, let's say, couple amount of hours. Of course, you build your template, and this is a recurring notification. And if I'm going to say I want this to be sent every 4 days for, let's say, 15 times, then that will be the recurring notification there. And one final one as well, how many notifications do you have for ILTs? And I can see what you did there. You pretty much touched upon the subject that was almost competing here. Okay, so the easiest way to find out is filtering the notification correctly. So if I go to the event here, guess what? I'm going to type ILT. So we have this on ILT sessions create. So when you create a live session, that's when people get it, so they have the chance to register if they want. On registration of ILT, so they register and then you get the typical, let's say, congratulations, you have registered into that session. A couple of hours before, so that way, let's say an hour, 2 hours, 24 hours, they can get a reminder. Or the moment you provide a grade, because ILTs need to be graded to be completed, then the user gets, of course, a notification to see their grade. And final question about notifications, and then a new poll is coming, so prepare yourselves. Again, from an anonymous friend, if I want to create a notification for someone to finish a test, but not to get one if they don't have any courses assigned, which one should I choose? Well, I'm going to say none, because you don't have a way to have a test outside of a course. So the test is always part of the course. Now, what I would suggest is to only choose notifications for the courses that you have a test with. So what you're talking about is not to get a notification if they don't have any course assigned. That's fine, because if you would have a notification about courses being assigned, that would be this one on course assignment. But if you don't have one, you don't need to set up one. There's nothing default here. Now, what is the default part though? There's already a couple of notifications in your account. So when you created your account, you might have seen a couple of notifications here. So let's say let's pretend, for example, that this is a notification, which is the default on course assignment, which you don't want to use anymore. So you hover on top of it, and then you can deactivate it. Of course, you can delete it, but if you delete, you have to build it again if you need it later. But if you deactivate and update the notification, then it will not work. So you will not have it received by anybody. And at the same time, if you want to use it again, you go and activate it back. So to quickly answer your question, if you want to create a notification for somebody to finish a test, then you need to put a test into a course. And that notification would be either after course acquisition, or, for example, before course expiration, depending whether you have an expiration date or just the number of hours after course acquisition. So that's the one, because the test needs to be within the course. There's no way to have test outside of the courses, but you can definitely deactivate, if you already have it made there, the course assignment. So that way you don't, let's say, spam them when they assign a course. I hope that helps. And I hope that this is something that could steer a little bit of conversation toward that. There's a follow-up message from my friend here. And that is, what should we choose in event when we wanted to send notification to users who have not completed the course? So I'm going to type the word complete here. You have those options. Number of hours since the user first signed in and has not completed any course, or that could be another one on course acquisition. This one, couple of hours after course acquisitions, just those two. And final one, and then I promise you, we're gonna move on. Can you notify people to take surveys after their ILT? The surveys are part of the course. So then you have the option to add a survey underneath your ILT, and to complete the course, they need to complete all the units by default, unless you change it. So naturally, they will need to complete the survey before completing the entire course, because it's the last unit after the ILT. But when it comes to notifications, you'll see that if you type here the word survey, there's not a notification for that yet. But again, if you put the survey after the ILT, I can guarantee you that the users will need to complete it to complete the course.